Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good day, guys. I said in yesterday's video because I knew there would be more stuff to talk about, which is why I'm doing the video today for you guys. But there's an old cliche that goes around in any form of social medias. By the time you put up a post or video in this instance, that news is old, and it was correct because by the time I was like three-quarters of the way through uploading the video about Amanda Staveley talking to Vanessa Gold about buying the 25% shares that they own, news broke that Amanda Staveley has actually put a bid in for the shares in total, which looks like to be around about 160 million pounds. But we'll talk about that in a minute because I don't want to keep clogging the timelines up about that because this is like the third video we're doing now. What I want to talk about before that is the heartbreaking news. I should say it's not really breaking news. It broke yesterday, but the heartbreaking news that Callum Marshall is no longer a West Ham player. He is now a Luton player. He left on a permanent deal for an undisclosed fee. I am genuinely heartbroken about this. There's good things because of it, which I'll come on to in a minute. But the bad thing is, as I say, is the fact that he was it was one chance too many. When we did the video talking about Niels Coppen, I think it was Niels or Niles Coppen, Niels Coppen, I did say that that's when the rebuild starts. And at the same point, obviously, when Ruud Silva came in as well, that was really when the real rebuild would really start. 3 weeks ago now, and the juniors will prove themselves to be either with the senior squad or out. And unfortunately, Callum Marshall's the latter. And I wish him well because he's a brilliant player. You know, it just doesn't have that level in obviously that not just Nuno's thinking, but the academy graduate thinking and all the rest of it. You know, everybody is probably, it may have been like Declan Rice, where 50% of the staff said, yeah, keep him on, he's going to be an amazing player. Or probably 50% said, no, we're just wasting our time. It might be like that. We'll find out in the coming years. But unfortunately, it looks like Callum is just not good enough for the upcoming championship campaign. It's a bit of a shame. But at the same point, the good news from that is that as a result of it, it looks like it could lead the way for my boy Josh Ajayla, I should say, to come through stamp it. Like I said, he's already played in the he already played it in the Stevenage game. And apologies, some idiots letting off fireworks for some random reason. It's not me farting; it's some idiots doing fireworks. So what the 31st of July has to do with fireworks is I'll never know. But anyway, you know what idiots are like. Any chance to put some fireworks up. But yeah, I'm not going to be distracted for too long. But as I say, as we know, Josh Ajayla, he had his made his scored his debut goal for the senior side in the Stevenage friendly a week or so ago. And I've said to him he's one of the players that I've wanted to break through. So it leaves the doorway open for him now to get through into the first team and hopefully secure himself for the upcoming championship. Is Joshua Jailer better than Callum Marshall? I have to make sure my tongue doesn't say Callum Wilson. Is Joshua Jailer better than Callum Marshall? We'll have to wait and see, of course. Well, as in terms of getting his opportunity to play for West Ham, but at the same point, as I say, I think it's great news for Josh's perspective, and also it's a bit of a shame for Callum. But at the same point, guys, also let's go back to what we were talking about originally at the start of the video. Here, I'm not going to say the top because that's stupid Americanisms. Um, just at the start of the video, we talked about um, Amanda Staveley putting in a 160 million pound bid for 25% shares. So it looks like it's going to be moving very, very quickly if this is the case. Again, as it always is with board meetings, it's going to have to be decided if the club actually want that to happen. I don't know if it's going to be the majority or unanimously vote. We'll have to wait and see. Um, but yeah, it's positive news. Now, I'm going to address a comment that Jason made, and it in the in yesterday's video, it annoyed the piss out of me. Really annoyed the piss out of me. Asking the question, and quite rightly so. It's not really a question. He goes, it's a paragraph about that bloody long, no breaks, so it's making more of a statement, because I'm sure there are going to be people out there thinking that, as Jason has made, and I did my rebuttal to it was, have you actually watched the video? Because what you're asking is not relevant to the video, and also answered in the video if you paid attention to it. Because a lot of people just look at the thumbnail and will just do a comment. So, and that's fine. That's fine. But as I say, but I'm sure Jason only speaks for himself. But I'm sure there's other people out there that are thinking along the same sort of lines. Has Kretinsky lied to us about his shares? Well, to reiterate what I said in yesterday's video, no, there's no lie there because Vanessa Gold changed her mind, didn't want to sell to Kretinsky. One of the reasons why that didn't go through at the end of June, beginning of July, was probably because that's around about the time Amanda Staveley was caught, and we talked about it when it happened. Um, was caught at the London Stadium, and was obviously talking about did the video conversations. You know, we've all seen that clip of her saying that looking to purchase a club that is in, you know, is has got a great identity but is in a really bad way, and we want to make them good again. So that's the best way of doing it. You know, Vanessa went, no, I'm going to get more money out of this deal. So that's why the bid's been accepted. Well, the conversations have been agreed and the bid's been put in. Bid hasn't been accepted, regardless of what people are trying to say, that she's in line to do it, to take over. That's not the case. A, it's not a takeover, it's a buyout. A takeover is becoming 51% stakeholder. That's a takeover. It's not. Just people are sensationalizing things for the sake of it, for clicks. But we don't do that here. We talk about the truth. Okay. So, but as I say, if this bid is accepted and Vanessa sells the sells to Staveley, then she will have no more power than Daniel Kretinsky. But in name terms, still to this day, unless we hear differently, David Sullivan has the majority of shareholders in there. So the question first and foremost is Staveley going to be backing Kretinsky and all the other stakeholders to throw out David Sullivan the way that everybody thought was going to be happening at the around about this time last month? We thought at the end of June, beginning of July, we all thought that, you know, that they're coming together and Sullivan's going to have nothing to answer for, because other than being the majority stakeholder or shareholder, whichever you want to look at it, he's not an owner. He stepped down as a co-director, co-chairman, but he still owns shares. Like, for example, if you have more than a share in certain companies, in stakes, you know, you have like shares in, you know, an ISAs or not ISAs, what I'm talking about, shares, you know, like you do like, I don't know, through like Revolut, or you do, or trading 212, etc., etc. Yeah, if you've got a share, you'll get an email saying these are the questions we want our stakeholders to answer. Sullivan's in exactly that same position. He's going to be in a position to have the overall say, but he won't have the majority say. Hopefully, because that means that Trip Smith, Staveley, Kutinsky, and was it two or three others are all going to go, actually, no, this isn't in the best interest of West Ham. Get the fuck out, you short Welsh mole who's got nothing to do with West Ham. I've said right from the start that David Sullivan was not a fan of West Ham. He had a soft spot for him. He's Welsh. Simple as that. But anyway, trying to go back to topic. I do genuinely think this is a good move for West Ham. If it's going to be the good move that we think we're hoping for, that's going to happen over the next 3 to 4 years, you know, I mean, because obviously the ironic thing is over the last couple of days now, it was agreed that it was confirmed, sorry, I should say, that Eddie Howe stepped down from Newcastle as manager. So I'm sure if Nuno has some issues and Staveley's in on the board, every lazy fucking journalist in the world is going to be going, "Oh, West Ham are having a bit of a struggle. Eddie Howe's is the likely replacement." You can argue the same thing for England. If Tuchel doesn't do very well in the Euros in 2 years' time, Eddie Howe could be next England manager. We've got foreigners in, hasn't worked. We've had English managers in, hasn't worked. Will Eddie Howe do any better in England? Thoughts in the comment section below. But as I say, guys, I really, really do think that in the long term, somebody like Staveley having the money available to increase shares probably year after year. Don't think it's all going to be straight away. There's probably a very, very good chance that Staveley will be saying to Sullivan, yeah, I reckon she will say, right, if we get back to the Premier League in 12 months' time, or starting playing in the Premier League in 12 months' time, I should say, because obviously it's 10 months away. That right, if we're back in the Premier League, your shares will be X. If we don't make it, and we're selling Mavropanos and we're selling um, Bowen in 12 months, in 10 months' time, 11 months' time, because we haven't achieved promotion, and therefore their release clauses kick in, your shares will be W. Do you know what I mean? I really, really do think that's probably going to be the case. And if in 12 months' time we're sitting here saying, "Yep, okay, guys, we're going to be start to preview in the next championship season," selling Bowen and selling Mavropanos is unfortunately not the way to get yourself back to the Premier League. But that's a conversation for another time. Let's look forward to the upcoming season. The Pompey game is coming in a couple of weeks. No, in natural fact, a week, because the Burnley game is on the 16th of August, so basically just over 2 weeks. It's just over a week for the Pompey game. In actual fact, a week today, by the time you guys get to watch this. It's going to be entertaining to see what's going to happen over the next week. I know a lot of people are panicking about signings, but if you want to get some insight on the signings that we're trying to do, then by all means, please do become a Patreon. Links in the description below. There's 4 videos up there now. One talking about Arne Engels, which is the latest one that's very likely to go through. Sydney Peck as well, for that matter. And there's also Lawler from Cardiff, and the first one as well. I can't remember who the other guy is. But as I say, there's 4 in there. So if you want to become a Patreon, links in the description below. £2 plus VAT to be an academy graduate, £3 plus VAT to be a starting 11. Both tiers have access to unedited previews that are going to be, because they're going to be edited for YouTube, have full advanced access to the previews and full advanced unedited access to the podcasts as well, for that matter. This weekend podcast is coming in line with this video, so I haven't had the time to do the podcast to time it right, but you guys will get to hear it very soon. It will definitely be available by the time you guys get to see this, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, as I say, honestly, it's the best option. If you want to get a really nice t-shirt that I printed up, the Bowen King of Prague t-shirt, the Come On You Wines t-shirt, the mug, there's loads of stuff in the channel shop. Links in the description again. If you want to make yourselves a purchase, 10% off with the code COYI until the 15th of August. So basically the day before the season starts, the discount ends. I'm going to try and figure out a way of having that discount running permanently for the Patreons. So guys, honestly, you are missing out if you're not a Patreon. So links in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe. Click the link if you want to buy a very nice retro shirt for 3 Retro. Any money that you guys give me via the commission that I'll get from it will be going to Thames, the Iron Supporting Food Banks charity, as it always is. But guys, in the meantime, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now, and have a fantastic weekend. It's going to get warmer, so look after yourselves, and all the best.